Here from Survivors Voice Europe, Sue Cox.
Gosh. Good afternoon, everybody. As you just heard, that my remit really is Survivors Voice Europe. We are all survivors of Catholic clergy abuse, all of whom were abused in our childhood. Now, it's very easy when you're asked to speak at something like this to just stay on your own bandwagon and to tell you all about this. But I'm here today to support One Law for All, Anne-Marie Waters, Marianne, and all of these wonderful people who are brave and speak out for this lack of freedom of speech idea, which diminishes me. It diminishes my children. It diminishes my grandchildren. And actually, although the pain is different in certain organisations, the tyrants may look different, but the pain is the same. Now, I was very, very privileged to speak at that protest, the Pope rally. I had no idea what was in store for me. I didn't realise there'd be 20,000 of you standing there supporting survivors of sexual abuse and saying no to the Pope's visit. I was ill-equipped, but I managed, because of your help, to say a few words. I looked out at those posters. I couldn't believe some of them. They were just amazing. We take it for granted in this country, this idea of freedom of speech. After that march, I was able to then go to Rome and do exactly the same thing in front of the Vatican. What we did is we danced in front of the Vatican with our posters. And that's when Survivors Voice Europe was born. So you were responsible for that, for making me brave enough to do it. A few of our people there are 200 of them, from Verona, from an institute in Verona. They're all deaf and speech impaired, all of whom were systematically abused by Catholic clergy in their childhood. One man by 16 priests. They used to pass him around like a piece of meat. They're not allowed to talk about this in Italy. We are talking an hour and a half away on the plane. In front of the Vatican, you cannot use a banner like this. You can't wear a T-shirt with Survivors Voice on. The last time that we went to Rome, which was last October, those brave, deaf and speech impaired people carried banners, even though they're not allowed to. There was a helicopter above, and it wired down to the secret police that were with us to tell one elderly deaf man who'd been abused by several people that his poster was offensive. His poster said, "Ratzinger out." He put it down and he picked up somebody else's banner, and on we went. Now, this is something that I read, because when you're asked to speak about something and you're terribly, terribly nervous, you try and look up somebody who said something very wise about it. And the only thing I could come up with, really, this morning was something from George Washington, which probably isn't appropriate necessarily, but what it said was, if we take away free speech, then we are led to like lambs to the slaughter, dumb and silent. Now, I don't know whether that was a wise quote or whether it was a sort of tip for these tyrannical regimes, because if we take away free speech, we will be dumb and silent, led like lambs to the slaughter. Now, I've got a poster, one of those wonderful posters that one of you probably made, so thank you for it, and it's on my desk. Or at the side of my desk. And I apologise to my grandchildren if they ever hear me say this, because what it says is, fuck off back to the 14th century. Where else in the world can you say anything and mean it and get away with it? Thank you all.
Thank you, Sue.